comes up, don't start time. Since already Vinod has given you a very good idea about how the XCOM team functions, what I'll be doing is, since I'm talking almost on a similar line, I'll be talking about the general TMI club rules and then the XCOM team and the functioning as our club in specific. How we guys have functioned, how we manage timeout, so that those who are aspiring to become next can decide soon whether you want to take this step or not. I would say if you are having a feeling that, yes, I'm nervous but I want to do it, just take the step. Something like that. Okay. So good afternoon once again, everyone.
Good afternoon.
When we play football, how many of you are football fans out here? Arsenal, Manchester United. So how many of you have played football when you were in school time? So what basically happens in a football match? In school time, someone kicked the ball. We are running behind the ball, all 11 players. Sometimes when the goalkeeper comes off. The aim in school time football is, I need to touch the ball minimum once in the ground. Isn't that how we played football when we were small? Yeah. Correct? Imagine international matches going on World Cup. Brazil team playing against Germany. One kick the goalkeeper gave and all the 10 players behind the ball. How will it look? So it will be something like no direction. All running behind the ball. Just want to give one kick to it. This is how we can't play in reality. What happens? There has to be a strategy. Something comes up. One plan has to be set. That you stand there, I'll stand here, look at me, give a wink, kick the ball. Something has to happen, right? We need to have a strategy. This is not limited to just football or cricket or any sport. This is what we do in house. Married people know better ways to make strategies in house, as Vinod already gave an idea. When in college, we know how to make strategies, whom to meet, when to meet, how to meet. And in house, we always do that with parents. So strategy has to be there. We need to make a proper set plan. So what exactly I'm going to talk about, or my major objective for today's session, goes something in these lines. What is the meeting overrules? How to enhance this thing? I'll be focusing more on the enhancement part. We all know what the various meeting rules are. And after that, I'll be talking about the XCOM and how it helps you build your own personality. I'll stop with that at that point. So moving on that, the various meeting rules, as we all have, we know it. Toastmaster, table topic master, speakers, general evaluators, timers, grammarian, R counter. These are the various roles that you will see in a general meeting. I'm talking about a general meeting. Other than this, we do have few more roles. Like we have the joke master, and we have quizzes. Who has heard what thing at what point? We ask questions. Those can be followed if time is there. So I'll just limit myself to the main ones. A typical agenda of our club goes something in these lines. We have timed it. We know we have to start at 3, or sometimes we make it 3 times a special session for people to come in. We have timed every single person. I have particularly chosen session number 54 because I was the president that day for this. One nice day when all the VPs and the presidents go missing. Can't you guys go missing more? So after that, we time each and every role. You can see over here we have timed the speakers over here. Even the general evaluator is timed properly. This is how the meeting should be timed. Then we can follow from starting till the end in a proper fashion. Coming back to the meeting rules once again, a brief talk on how we can enhance every role part. Say for example, the Toastmaster or the MC in local way is a person like Sangeeta for today, who has been talking since the start till the end, takes the meeting for a proper flow. This person can actually monitor the time part. I'm sure multiple or most of the people over here who have taken MCs before did not know this fact. It's that person's duty to make sure session starts on time, ends on time. He or she can actually make amendments in the middle. When she sees that, okay, speeches are taking too much time, she can actually tell the table topic master, reduce the number of topics for the day. It's her duty in the end. She can decide, not a 10 minutes break or 5 minutes break. This person should make sure meeting starts on time and ends on time. And there's a perfect flow between all the various 3 sections of the meeting and very good transition between the speeches. Now say, as I showed you in the previous slide, we had some 4 speeches. It's that person's duty to make sure there is no abrupt ending between one speech and the starting of the other speech. That person has to be a very good listener. He or she should listen to the speeches, get something in a personal life attached to it, give a 10-second talk, move to the next speaker. So that's the main thing for a Toastmaster. And remember, that person spends the maximum time on stage that day, and I call it a semi-impromptu speech. Half you know what to talk, rest you will have to listen to the speakers and talk. Moving to the next, the topic master. As Vinod has said, it's supposed to be the tough one. And I feel the most interesting one. Table topic is the heart of any session. That's one segment none of us will be sleeping. Rest of the times we can. So that's the most thing. Given the limited time, that person can decide what to do, what activity to do, anything. Can be visuals, can be papers, I can say can be themselves also if needed. Whatever, talk at that point. Speakers in general, two types, prepared speeches and table topic speeches. Prepared speech, please prepare and come on stage. Don't give impromptu. That we can do in normal table topic part. Moreover, general evaluator is the person who is heading the evaluation of feedback session. We never evaluate anyone in Toastmasters. We only give a feedback. Rest is up to you. Take it in a good way, progress over it. You feel that you're done something which the evaluator is saying is not so good, but you have done it good. Talk with it, find out, continue. So general evaluators should check from starting till the end, as soon as people enter the door and leave the door. The entire thing is this. So it goes that way. Timer, grammarian, hour counter. I always keep thinking, I feel these three are the most monotonous roles. But how to make them very interesting? Because these are the most important roles. Anyone, any ideas how to make these three roles very interesting? Something. Anyone, any ideas? Maybe a small improvement. Those who are members have seen all these reports coming up in months together till now. People come here, give a timer report. People come here, give an hour count report. It goes monotonous. Anyone, any ideas how to make it better or something?
Add some story.
Add a story. I'd say add a liners in the middle.
Yeah.
I do not know if you guys remember Nandish's very first timer report. He was on stage. Before he gave any timing, he was like, I'm not good at maths. Oh, hour counter report. I'm not good at maths. I think he gave 5 hours, 4 rounds, and he proceeded that way. That was one hilarious session. That was better than the best speaker of humor that day. Or, let's say for the timer rule, instead of saying all the time, if there are 2-3 different types of speeches, and you say that this speech 5 minutes, green card, next speech, next timing is yellow card, next is red card. When you're moving towards the next timer, let's say like today, we have a 13 minutes, 14 minutes, 15 minutes breakup or something like that. We don't have to repeat showing the cards once again. People know red, green, blue, or red, whatever colors are. Something like that. So moving, how these objectives and rules help us in daily life? Already TM Vinod has covered this also for me. So I'll move directly to the XCOM part. As we already know by now, we are having 7 XCOM roles in the club. Starting with the president in the higher order till the SA in terms of decision making. In general, in a corporate club, these hierarchies followed to the core. No one can bypass anything over here. A vice president public relation cannot take a decision on his own without informing or having a approval from the president. But that's corporate club. Here, this is a community club. Here, that thing does not last that much. Yes, president's approval is required, but you can initiate movements. So one good thing about a community club, which I love the most, is there is no hierarchy system. You guys are all equal. Just that we need president's signature. Something goes wrong, she's to be blamed. We guys are safe. And she has to read it properly. And after the secretary has to be very careful what he wrote. So nothing more than that. Decision-wise, all have the same thing. Being part of the XCOM team for nearly 6 months, say 5 months are almost completed, going to the 6th month, I would say this is what I've understood. These 7 people cannot run the club unless you have a common goal. That's something we guys faced in the starting. We all were enthusiasts. I think you were there in the mentor group when it came up. We bombarded the WhatsApp group nicely. We'll do this, we'll do that. Every single XCOM member had his plan of his own. And lots of agendas in it. There's so much that morning if you switch off your phone and switch it on in the night time, you'll have minimum 100 messages in the XCOM group. And no one reads them. So it went to that state. So what happens is, we all need to have one common goal. That is, the club's growth comes before your own growth. Again, TMI is not selfish, because we give importance to your own thing. Don't take it so seriously. Club growth is there, even your growth has to come hand in hand. So before moving to all these, I would like to just brief about the major outline work for all these roles. As already Vinod has already said, couldn't have been put together. I'll start with Sergeant at Arms. The venue. Is the venue set up properly? Making sure that the guests or the members are greeted warmly. The meeting happens for this person. So this role in no way supposed to be considered like it's an okay, small role. This guy plays the most vital thing. The club's meeting starts with him. If he goes dull in his starting speech, the meeting is bound to be dull. If he's making it energetic, it's good. So it goes that way. Next, the VP Education tracks the education records. He manages schedules for all of us. And he is the acting officer of the club in the absence of the president. After that, we have VP Public Relations, uses social media, digital world, papers, pen, whatever. Non-profit methods. He is the one who is the front face of the club. Talk about the clubs to others, get information from the other clubs, make things happen, get people to the clubs. These are the major roles that that person plays. Membership, people who come into the club, after that, this person will make sure he interacts with the guests and the procedures followed towards membership. And for the current members, he sends mails, finds out, are you comfortable with the progress, gets the data feedback for members, and gives it to the BPE in the end. Secretary part should know one thing is the bylaws of the club. On what constitution TMI runs. That's the very first thing. Conflicts will happen. There will be clashes during TMI meetings or the ExCom meetings. One person should be knowing what the actual rule is. So this person knows the bylaws, keeps the track records of all the club works, documents, and again, good at sending mails every week. That has to be there. And document every single thing that's happening. Treasurer, this person tries level best not to give out any money. He or she will lie to you what is the actual bank balance. And he will never disclose you the actual, asset ledgers or anything for the club. And he makes sure the money is in his personal account to get the profit in the end. But this person is the most important because he or she tracks how much money can be spent for any campaign, anything. So all the money decision part leads to him and is one of the most critical parts of the club. And Sergeant Arms is done. Coming to all work, no fun, TMI does not teach us that. So how do we actually hold our club meeting? One of our members asked us how much time do we have to devote. I would say we devote time in a very fashionable and classy style. We really stay here, we go out. Say coronation. Sitting over here, we at least had a 2-minute discussion about what's going to happen in the next club for the club functioning. It's not just poses, we talk many things out. So say it as a coronation or seeing the president in this form. That's a VPE. That's a VPE. So when poses come, we talk. Okay. We don't have to sit for hours together or make a round table conference, sit and talk. No, it's not like that. We talk anywhere and everywhere. That's a good thing. We have lesser meetings, more of chats. Chats turn into meetings. I document it, it becomes the law. It moves that way. So don't talk anything open in front of secretary in a party. It gets documented. And then, of all the hard works, you start getting awards. And that feels nice. So we guys team up that way. This was coronation photograph where we met multiple people from outside, we networked, we got to know people from other clubs. And this way you can call people to our club as a guest for speaking, anything. So networking builds in, finally. And some more pictures, Gaurav happy taking photograph. And we plan outings. So, basic point is, you start forming a family when you're in an ExCom team. Get along together, you guys get new friends. Now when here we sat and we start deciding what to do about the club. So I hope that answers many people's question that do we have to sit here, stay back, and do we have to do meetings? No. It can even be a cafe coffee day talk outside just after today's meeting. It's actually going to happen mostly. And sit and talk and do that. So in our club, we have gone in a very fun way. How many of you have seen our club mentor over here? He really comes. Do you guys know that Ashwin is our club mentor? You tell him to come to the club for help of the members, he's missing. He has work to do. You just give him a call. Tell him, please can you come for the party at night 9 o'clock? He's present. let it be any day. Just the time should be 9 o'clock, that's it. And imagine before the dance what can happen. A serious talk for 5 minutes. What is to be done next? This problem is happening, or we should progress this week. We need more members. This is the best place for a membership discussion. How to get people in? We sit, we talk, we fight. And then you get to see the photographs of people that you cannot see here. For example, Bunty dancing, Gaurav that way dancing. So, you wore suit today, that is what you do in the house. And in the midst of all, Harish knows how to make a speech. So do not think if you're part of XCOM team, you cannot do your CCCL tracks. No way, nothing like that. Being an XCOM team, we fast-tracked our CC. So in the end, with more photos, I'll say, by this, you'll have a very good bonding with the people. Your personality growth does not depend only on coming here and giving speeches or forming plans. It happens when you have your own life and the club life together and apart. So these are the benefits. You get to know people and become a better person. So I feel XCOM team should be taken for anyone who wishes to go further in the leadership track.